As parents, we just want our kids to get every opportunity to succeed. Tech Prize is a great new opportunity for our youth, happening right here in Racine. Drawing on the innovation and bold ideas of Racine's past, Tech Prize is an 11-day event that will bring hundreds of entrepreneurs and innovators from around the country to downtown Racine. There's a lot of ways kids from elementary school up to college can get involved. They can compete for cash and scholarships by sharing their new idea or invention during the idea competition. Kids with coding skills can compete to solve problems or create useful apps in the coding competition. An esports gaming competition will include cash prizes and entertainment as well. Internship opportunities, mentorship, tech, and business workshops are available throughout the event too. If you've got a kid with a specific skill or interest in one of these Tech Prize event fields, register and get them started in something that can change their future at techprize.org.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jeff Daniel. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to our Tech Prize 2020 kickoff for our modified approach that takes place because of the COVID restrictions that we've all experienced. We have a 4 primary point agenda today that will take just a few minutes to go through, and we will explain to you what has happened, a little bit of the history, what has happened with the changes that we're going to do for 2020, what will take place in 2021, and then how you can engage and help you as an individual, a student, or an entrepreneur in our community. There will be a question and answer process at the end of this session. And so if anybody has something they would like to ask, just go ahead and type it in the notes section, and our moderator will record that, and we'll use that at the questions at the end. In addition, this is being recorded. We'll put this on the tech-prize.org website for all of us to access in the future if you find it helpful to use for students or otherwise. So with that said, again, we'd like to welcome you all. I'm going to introduce Tony Bigonia. Tony is the chair of our Thriving Economy Wave team, and he's also the Tech Prize competition chair as well. In addition to owning the location we're sitting in today, the Uncorked location, and we thank you, Tony, for hosting us here in your location. So Tony, take it away.
Thank you, Jeff. I would like to bring up some points from the standpoint of back in 2017, as Visioning a Greater Racine had a listening session at Uncorked, and we had about 50 people come to Uncorked and discuss many different things to make Racine a better community. In 2018, the Thriving Economy Wave team actually in February started meeting for the first time. So you can see this is a long history of getting together and brainstorming, and the Racine history that we came up with and found in that brainstorming is that we used to be called Invention City. Racine had the most patents per capita. And what Tech Prize's goal is to bring back Invention City to Racine. I'd like to pass this back to Jeff Daniel, and he can talk about how where he came from, Michigan, and how that ties back to Tech Prize.
Thanks, Tony. Greatly appreciated. So I moved to Southeast Wisconsin from Michigan in 2015, right when we started this effort. And when we were talking about how do you create a thriving economy, one of the things that occurred to us, it's not just about ideas. It's not just about education. It's not just about different things. You need to link it all together. So in West Michigan, there was a group that started a competition called Art Prize. And they had this idea. They said, we would like to do something great for our community, but then in addition to that, they wanted to focus on the topic of art to help that area of their community out specifically. So they put up a big prize. And what happened, my wife and I were there this first year, is that it was a 19-day competition. On the first day, 30,000 people showed up to look at art and to vote on the best art. People came from all around the world to present their goods. And then all of Michigan actually just kind of came to the city and started following around, and they had a little voting app that you could look at the art and you could say, this is my favorite one. At the end of that time, they gave away these huge prizes. And what that turns out is over the last 10 years, it's been repeating that way every single year. It's about a $30 million revenue generation mechanism for their community during that time. But more than that, it transformed the way their community thought about art, and it gave them a jump start to restarting their economy in 2008 when all of us experienced that great downturn. So when we were thinking of what could we do related to our thriving economy and creating that in Racine, Wisconsin, and Southeast Wisconsin holistically, we loved that concept, but we wanted to do it around technology, back to the great history of this general community around innovation and intellectual property creation, manufacturing, and all those kind of things. So what we came up with is we are going to have a 12-day competition that has 7 tracks. We're going to go through that a little bit in a minute, but the whole idea of the Tech Prize process is to provide ideas into our community. It's to get education from our youth all the way up through our adults, and it's to create a process by which things that become innovative can be created and launched right here in Racine or in our Southeast Wisconsin area. So if we go to the next page, what's going to take place here in 2020 is we've had to modify our approach a little bit. And so what we will do is we need to be virtual for most everything we do. If we can be face-to-face as we progress, we will do that. But what we will try to do is locate as many of these things in our downtown businesses as we can, host there virtually, and then progress and share that out to the community that can dial in for those things. There will be 3 things. We're going to have education in the form of both business shops to teach people how to start new businesses and that kind of thing, and technology shops, tech shops, to be able to explain new technologies we're all going to want to understand in this area as we go forward. The idea competition itself is going to change form a little bit. Anyone that submits an idea, we would love to engage with and mentor them in how to do that. But we're not going to have the formal idea competition this year. Anybody that submits will be included for next year's full competition. But the first 20 that submit, we will commit to one-on-one mentoring with that individual or that group that came up with that idea to either mature it and make it, go forward for the next step. Or if it's far enough along that we can say, how do you, commercialize that? How do you take it forward and actually launch it? We'll work with mentoring those individuals on enabling that. So we have a wealth of people in our community that are quite experienced in that, and we'd love to engage in that way and help our community. And the last thing is we're going to have an app development competition. And so Ray Kwikuri is going to go into the details of that, but we really want to encourage all of our student and perhaps professional level individuals that have those interests that, this isn't considered the master's levels course. This is a place where you can jump in and you can learn to code, and it's going to take place over the entire fall timeframe. And Ray will give us some more information on that. It will, as I said, be planned to be a virtual delivery, but if we can make it face-to-face, we'll do so at every opportunity, and we'll put it right in our downtown Racine community. So on the next page then, what we have is the full plan for the Tech Prize will go forward in 2021 from late July to early August, and it will have all 7 tracks that we've all previously talked about. So we'll plan to maintain every bit of that, and as we get into the springtime of next year, we'll be working with all the educational partners and that kind of thing to pull those ideas out of our students, be it in elementary and high school through college and our professional groups, to get those ideas submitted and get that competition to go forward. So that's our plan that's been modified for the year. So Jeff, if you can take us to the next one.